Mario Tennis Aces is a sports game developed by Camelot Software Planning and published by Nintendo for the Nintendo Switch. This is the 7th installment of the Mario Tennis series by Camelot, which first began with Mario Tennis on the Nintendo 64, released in 2001. This game sees the return of Adventure Mode, something not seen since Mario Tennis Power Tour on the Game Boy Advance in 2005. In this mode, Luigi is possessed by a powerful haunted racket that casts an evil spell over the Mushroom Kingdom, and Mario must clear levels of tennis-based challenges, battling enemies and bosses in order to rescue his brother. Similarly to Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, Aces features a number of different shots. An energy gauge allows you to perform zone shots, zone speed and special shots, which allow you to aim your shots and slow time down. Rackets now have the ability to break after being hit with zone shots or special shots, and must be replaced. The game brings an all-star cast, with characters such as Koopa Troopa, Birdo and Diddy Kong making a return, as well as the traditional roster. It also welcomes 3 entirely new players to the court: Spike, Chain Chomp and Blooper. Mario Tennis Aces released on the 22nd of June in countries worldwide.
Bethesda is continuing their wave of support for the Nintendo Switch, announcing that Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus, a critically acclaimed title available on PC, PS4 and Xbox One, will be receiving a Switch port, in line with the many other titles such as Doom, Skyrim or its own predecessor Wolfenstein: The New Order. Bethesda has clearly proven their dedication to the Switch-owning fans and widening their audience, delivering on the sequel for those that happen across the New Order and perhaps would not have become fans otherwise. The game, similarly to the other Bethesda Switch ports, will not have the same graphical fidelity or frame rate as it does on other platforms, due to the Switch's computational power being considerably less than other consoles on the market. Nobody buys a Switch for top-of-the-line performance though, and as such I'm sure this port will, just like the New Order before it, give a perfectly competent experience of busting Nazis on the go.
Hollow Knight tells a story of a silent knight on a quest to discover secrets of the long-abandoned kingdom of Hallownest. Exploring caverns and battling creatures, a wide variety of bosses and foes help to make the game feel new. And with the ability to master powers, there is always something to do. Released back in February during 2017, Hollow Knight was another instant success by the developers of Team Cherry, who had previously worked on titles such as Night in the Woods and Cuphead. It won gamers over with its unique 2D hand-drawn art style and smart level design, receiving tremendous positive reviews averaging around 90% in ratings and being nominated in multiple end-of-the-year awards, so it was only right that it got a port to the Nintendo Switch. It was announced during Nintendo's E3 segment on the 12th of June that the game would be ported over to the Switch thanks to a Kickstarter raising over $30,000 for development, and the best part was that it was available to play on the Switch eShop straight afterwards. With the Switch being portable, it seemed like the perfect game for the console, allowing for more fun exploration. If you're a fan of any of Team Cherry's previous work, I would highly recommend picking this up, as it promises to be the best Metroidvania game of this generation, and with its popular success, it wouldn't be surprising if we see this title make it over to Xbox and PlayStation in the future.
Jurassic World Evolution is a business simulation game developed and published by Frontier Developments. First announced in August 2017, it is based on the sci-fi hit Jurassic World, released in 2015. Your aim is to become the most preeminent dinosaur management expert. Throughout the game, you travel to 5 different islands, building parks to create your very own Jurassic World. The game allows you to bioengineer dinosaurs to create entirely new breeds that will be able to think, feel and react to the world you build. Follow different paths that fit to your style. The entertainment path is about attracting tourists and pleasing guests. The security path is about safely managing your dinosaurs, which grants the ability to engineer even more dangerous creations, and the science path focuses on how your dinosaurs live and thrive, as well as genetics and research. Digital copies of the game for PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One have already been released on the 12th of June, while physical copies are set to be released on the 3rd of July.
With Life is Strange Season 2 starting in September, many were expecting some explanations or a trailer towards the highly anticipated game. However, instead, Don't Nod Entertainment surprised everyone with a new free demo set in the Life is Strange universe for Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC that links the new story and characters in the upcoming season, with actions you do in the game having an effect on your experience in Life is Strange 2. We see the world through Chris's eye, a 9-year-old boy who has an alter ego, the awesome Captain Spirit, who takes care of his father and can examine objects in his environment, turning into Captain Spirit to manipulate time and space. Although it's quite short, being around 3 hours to fully complete the game, it gives a clear setting of what will happen and what has happened in Life is Strange Season 2. Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit was revealed at Microsoft's E3 conference and received generally favourable reviews, and gives a small preview of what is to come with some visual upgrades and new mechanics.
Now, with Dontnod becoming more and more active in the gaming industry, it should have been no surprise to anyone that they would continue their hit franchise Life is Strange. However, this week everyone was shocked by the appearance of a release date for Life is Strange 2. Seemingly out of nowhere, the Life is Strange YouTube channel released a video telling us of the next game in the series, Life is Strange 2. There were no leaks, there was no beta, and there were no hints dropped anywhere over social media. It just appeared and took everyone by surprise. Many fans will be ecstatic for the release of the game, as I know I am. The first episode of the new game will be released on the 27th of September, which surprised many people even more as it is only 3 months away and most games are announced almost always more than 6 months before release.
An update was released for Discord on the 21st of June, and it contains some useful new features and improvements that many users have been asking for quite some time. First up on the changelog is invite links for group DMs. In the exact same way as inviting people to Discord servers, you can now generate invite links for group chats. This also means you can create empty group DMs and start launching out invites in every server you can find. Also, you now receive a warning pop-up if you try to send a message containing @everyone. So, if a server owner clicks past that warning and sends a useless message anyway, you can trust that they'll live with the guilt for the rest of their life. Probably the headline feature of this update is the new Games tab. Now the default page when opening Discord, it shows news about the games you play, what your friends are playing or have recently played, as well as their Spotify parties, Twitch streams and Xbox status. Also included is a quick launcher for Discord verified games. This update is the beginning of a new colorblind mode for Discord. Everywhere that shows the status of a user now has a tiny icon in the circle, showing either a clock for away or a line for do not disturb. Lastly, changing an input or an output device now makes a sound, and the Discord Japanese, Korean and Chinese fonts look more consistent than before.
Focus Home Interactive has released Vampire by Dontnod Entertainment, a gritty and grounded action RPG in which the player takes the role of a doctor who becomes a vampire in London during the First World War and the Spanish flu epidemic. The game has a brilliantly hopeless atmosphere with wonderful visuals and a string orchestra, and surprisingly a lack of corny dialogue. It really leans into traditional vampire lore, taking cues from a lot of cultural influences and historical events to give the idea of a supernatural conspiracy with its roots planted and ingrained into society. It invokes classic Bram Stoker vampire imagery at the same time as bringing its own thoughtful and modern ideas. It is available on PC, Xbox One and PS4 at the price of $50.
In the same month as the release of iOS 12 public beta, Apple have released macOS Mojave. This update brings some great new things to macOS, inspired by the platform's most prolific users. A system-wide dark mode can be turned on in system preferences to help you focus on your work and reduce eye strain. The Mojave update brings a new dynamic desktop feature to macOS. You can choose a picture for your desktop that changes to match the time of day. The desktop also includes Stacks. Stacks acts as an easily accessible alternative to folders and can sort your files by date or type to reduce clutter. macOS Mojave introduces a simple menu to improve screenshotting. The menu includes recording tools options such as start timers and save locations. The Mac App Store has been given a sleek redesign that adds editorial content, theme tabs, curated collections and videos. Moreover, Mojave brings 4 much loved and much needed apps over to macOS from iOS: News, Stocks, Home and Voice Memos. Additionally, the update contains fantastic improvements to the usability and flexibility of sending photos, as well as Safari, Mail, Siri and Xcode.
Apple has just released a public beta for iOS 12 set to drop in autumn later this year. Looking through the changelog, Apple's brief description of the beta doesn't do it justice. Improvement number 1 is the fantastic speed boost across iOS coming with version 12. There is a 70% faster swipe to camera, a 50% faster keyboard display, and app launch under heavy workload will be twice as fast. With the new update, it's now possible to FaceTime with up to 32 people at once. The in-app camera of FaceTime messages also allows you to add filters and text effects. iOS 12 has an overhaul for Animoji. You can create an Animoji of yourself, 4 new Animoji have been added, and winking and sticking out your tongue is now supported. Augmented reality has been improved for developers, so expect great new experiences to come soon. You can now share your experiences with friends via messages and mail with iOS 12. The update improves productivity as well with a new screen time feature. It allows you to keep track of how much time you spend in different apps. It can also be used to restrict time allowances on apps for other people as well. Also included is an improved Do Not Disturb mode that can be easily switched on. Finally, there are some improvements to the books, stocks, news, wallet and Safari apps, as well as Siri, CarPlay and messages.
The summer solstice has been and gone, and with it of course comes something much more important, the Steam Summer Sale. The sale started on the 21st of June and will run until the 5th of July with new deals and flash sales all over the store. This year the sale has not just been about games however, with the Steam Link going down to just £2 and much of the Steam hardware bundles going down to similarly low prices. It looks like Steam has finally decided to get rid of all the products sitting around in their warehouses, even if it's at a loss. With the summer sale comes its game for this year, Summer Saleum, a fun shoot 'em up side-scrolling arcade game in which you can win games and outfits for your character by playing and helping claim blocks of the planets. With July just around the corner, Sony and Microsoft have both announced their lineup of free games with PlayStation and Xbox's monthly subscription services. PlayStation Plus members will have the opportunity to download free copies of Absolver and Heavy Rain by Quantic Dream on PS4. As for PS3, they'll be able to download Deception IV, The Nightmare Princess, and Rayman 3 HD. For the PS Vita, Space Overlords and Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma are available. Xbox Gold subscriptions will offer free downloads for Assault Android Cactus and Death Squared for Xbox One, as well as Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown and Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Conviction for both the Xbox One and Xbox 360 platforms.
Next up we have The Crew 2, a game developed by Ivory Tower and published by the ever-present Ubisoft. Similar to its predecessor, the game will be an open-world racing game. However, this time the map is a scaled-down version of the entire United States. Oh my god. Along with this comes the addition of boats and planes to spice up the gameplay. Oh yeah. The open beta was held from the 21st to the 24th of June, and although it has been praised, the game seems to have been overcompensated, with many players saying the map is too big, with not enough content. I mean, like, sort of shit out, you know? A trope that we have seen many times before. With the story being non-linear and generic, it's difficult to see this game going anywhere in the future. The Crew 2 will be out on the 29th of June on PC, PS4 and Xbox One by cheeky motherfuckers.